This is Joy Harmon. You're listening to the first of several readings from my book, Woman on the Road. It's available on Amazon in print and digital editions. I hope these little sneak peeks will spark your interest in reading about the rest of my exploits. So let's get started. Woman on the Road by Joy Harmon. On the road. For the first time in my life, I was flying down the highway solo. No one to rush me to the next town or gasoline station. No watching the gas gauge going down as another driver played chicken with the pit stops. No sleeping in rest stops because it was too late to find lodgings. I allowed myself 5 days to get to my destination with a side trip to Yellowstone National Park. There was time to see things, do things, and with luck, meet some interesting people. I should have been watching the gauge more closely, but it hadn't seemed like a long, steep climb. It was relaxing. The river was on one side and the gorge wall was on the other. But in the end, it wouldn't have mattered if I watched the gauge. What happened was inevitable. As one of my partners in crime used to say, it's all part of the adventure. Breaking down when you're not near a town is always a sketchy situation. You don't know how long you'll be on the side of the road or whether it's safe or not. They say you should stay inside the car. That's if you don't pass out from heat stroke in the summer. I remember one time I had a flat in the middle of summer on I-95 in South Carolina. There was no phone signal and it was hotter than hell. So I got a blanket out of the car and sat on the grassy shoulder until the highway patrol or some good citizen came along. It wasn't long before a patrol car pulled up. The patrolman got out of the car, took one look at me, and with an accent like the warden from Cool Hand Luke said, "Was you taking a sun bath?" He actually said it just like that. Sun, pause, bath. But I was in Oregon this time, and I had a phone signal. It was just far enough from Portland that there were no major towns close by. I was near an exit, though, and the tow truck took me to a wide place in the road that had a tavern, a motel, a grocery store, and luckily a service station with a qualified road mechanic. I was hoping to hang out for a couple of hours and be on my way. Bad news comes in threes, and this was the second bad news that day. I'd blown a head gasket and it wouldn't be fixed till the next day. The mechanic assured me I could drive it down to the motel a block away to unload my baggage. The damage was already done, so I suppose driving 2 blocks wasn't going to matter. It was packed to the gills with suitcases and boxes that accounted for all the worldly possessions I couldn't bear to part with. And now, one of my extra days was used up. I pulled up to the motel, opened the door, and commenced to throw everything into the room. I'd noticed an unusual number of motorcycles in town and recognized the Hells Angels colors. There were a couple of them standing in the doorway of the next room, watching my unseemly arrival. They didn't offer to help, they just stared. I recognized one of them from one of the films the Angels had appeared in. The other one said, "Was it a man?" I hope you enjoyed that short reading, and don't forget to go to Amazon and click on the button to get the print edition or the digital edition. Thank you so much. This is Joy Harmon signing off.